And I saw teachers who are just being teachers, not because they want to be teachers. All right. You have to be intentional. Okay, so I'll just go. So what are we doing with this? What are we doing with this course this evening? Demonstrate understanding of how teacher well-being directly impacts student success. Identify and analyze common challenges encountered by educators in the profession. Recognize the critical role of emotional resilience in navigating challenges effectively and maintaining positive attitude in the face of adversity. All right. I'm not just here to give you theories. I will share a few of my stories of how I got into where I am today. When I started as a teacher as well, it wasn't that easy. But I made a decision that this is what I want to do, and I will stay. I will not just stay there. I will be happy being there. All right. So I created things around myself. Please, if you are saying something, if you need to stop me to say something, please just unmute and say, because I can't see any of those icons. All right. So if you need to say something, or if you have a question, you feel free to just unmute and say it so that I can stop. All right. Is that okay? All right. Can you say something so that I can stay with me?
Okay, it's fine.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, they can.
All right. All right. Okay. So for us to be able to,
Yeah.
all right, for us to be able to stay positive in the face of adversity. All right. If someone say something,
Whenever they want to.
what did you say? I didn't hear you. Please. Okay. What are we trying to do? What's the goal of the course? Number one, the course is to provide support for you as a teacher so that you can establish and prioritize your well-being in order to enhance your overall learning environment. Right? So this course has been introduced to, I'll try not to repeat some of the things I've said, but essentially the course has been designed to provide support. It's more like a support system, things you can use to help you so that you can begin to prioritize your well-being. Right? By focusing on your when you focus on your happiness, the schools, the community, your students, the nation is better for it. All right. As a matter of fact, your family, right? See, they say that soldier go, soldier come, the back remains. Right? That place that you're working right now. The moment you leave there, they will replace you with someone else. This is not an attempt for you to be lazy or nonchalant or drop the ball. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should not take your work seriously. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be hardworking, right? So 2 days ago, I was talking with a colleague, and he was telling me about what happened, and why he's going to leave his job, and so the person I'm talking about is not a 1 million teacher colleague. He's a different organization. So that let me put that into perspective. The person I'm talking about is not a 1 million teachers. It's another organization. So he said to me that he's going to leave that organization, and I said, why? So he traveled. He got a call to go see his family, and he didn't tell that one of his superiors. He didn't tell one of his superiors that he was going to travel, but he told her on the way that he's not at work. He got a call from home about his child that needs attention and all of that. And then this superior was saying, notwithstanding, you should have told me. I mean, The way I probably did not say some of the things that he told me that he said. So he just told me that it feels to him that these people or this person is not concerned about his well-being. This person is concerned about, how can someone tell you that he has a family emergency, and then all you care about is work. All you care about is protocol. I mean, who cares about? We're talking about family emergency here, right? So you take your family as priority. You take your health as priority over anything else, because if anything happens to you, the company continues. So please, you know, if there is nothing that you're going away with, just this is one thing I'd like you to take seriously: the fact that you are intentional about your health and about your mental health, about your happiness. All right, I need someone to help me to just mute or mute rather, and let me read this. Let's read this story. Okay, anybody, just start.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Please,
Import-
what's your name?
im-
Because I can't see your name.
My name is Zaina from Abuja.
All right, please help us read.
Okay, importance of teacher happiness in creating a positive learning environment. Miss Temitokpe, a seasoned educator who in virtuous enthusiasm transformed our classroom into a peaceful home of learning. She greeted each day as a new opportunity to inspire young minds with her warm smile and boundless energy. Her genuine passion for teaching wasn't merely a job requirement, it was ingrained in her very being. Her happiness wasn't a superficial facade, but a genuine reflection of her love for her learners and the joy of nurturing curious minds. As she stepped into her classroom each morning, her enthusiasm was palpable. The room buzzed with excitement as students eagerly awaited her lessons. Mr. Mitokpe's positive demeanor set the tone of the day, creating an atmosphere of trust, respect, and collaboration. Students felt valued and supported, knowing that their teacher genuinely cared not just about their academic success, but also around their well-being. In Temitope's classroom, learning goes beyond the confines of textbooks and lessons. It became a dynamic journey fueled by curiosity, creativity, and exploration. Our happiness was contagious, igniting a spark within our students and empowering them to embrace challenges with confidence and resilience. They thrive. Please, I can't see. Something is blocking the last two sentences, the last two lines.
All right, let me just take it. All right.
Yes. Okay. They thrived in an environment where mistakes were celebrated as opportunity for growth, and every accomplishment was met with genuine applause.
Thank you very much. Can we have someone else, please? I'd like you to please take note of what we're reading, because I'm going to be asking a few questions. So can we have someone else read the next slide? Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyone else, please?
Good evening.
Good evening. Your name, please.
My name is Safina Isiaka.
All right, please go ahead. Beyond
Okay.
academic.
Beyond academic excellence, Ms. Temitope prioritized the holistic development of her students. She recognized the importance of emotional well-being and cultivated a culture of empathy and kindness. Her genuine care for her students extended beyond the classroom walls, creating a ripple effect of positivity throughout the school community. Moreover, the impact of Mr. Mitope's happiness extended far beyond her immediate students. It resonated with her colleagues, creating a supportive and collaborative work environment. Together, they shared ideas, resources, and best practices, collectively enriching the educational experience for all students. In essence, Ms. Temitope's story exemplifies the profound influence of teacher happiness in creating a positive learning environment. When teachers are happy, students thrive. When enthusiasm becomes a catalyst for growth, empowerment, and lifelong learning, as educational institutions strive to nurture the next generation of leaders, let us not forget the vital role of teacher teacher happiness in shaping a better future for all.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So I'd like you to I'd like you to just tell us what are the few things that you can make of this story. So let me before you say just I can go back to the previous slide and come back here so that just in case you've forgotten anything, I just want to hear from you what you can make out of Mr. Mitokwe's story. All right. So this is actually a true story of Mr. Mitokwe. All right. So the Happy Teacher Philosophy course is is
Yeah.
is dedicated to the life of Temitope Oguneye, who is late now.
Yeah.
And before she died, right, she's somebody I had close contact with, right? If you go on Facebook, just Google Temitope Oguneye, right?
Mm.
The Happy Teacher name, it was a brand name. And what was she doing?
Mm.
She felt that teachers need to be happy. And then
Yes.
she
Yes.
began to do things, come up with ideas. I mean, some of our programs will go to the spa. Some of our programs will go to recreation center. And what are we going to do there? We are not going there to have this kind of lecture. All right. In fact, the best way to do what this thing I'm saying is not this. Is for us to go somewhere and talk, because enough of this we are talking. For this course to be effective, all right, I would have loved, I mean, of course, because of space, location, all of us cannot gather. But one of the things that we're going
Yeah.
to do at 1 billion shares is that we go to recreations, all right. So
Mm.
she will have events, go to recreation centers, invite teachers. And what are we doing? Dancing, eating. We're not doing motivational speaking, you know, and people will go to spa, all right, go to spa, we'll just have fun, eat and talk, and just create that environment. And by the
Yeah.
time we lost her, unfortunately, 1 million teachers decided, because she's an ambassador of 1MT, 1 million teachers decided to honor
Yeah.
her. So there are two things I'm bringing from that story. Number one is the fact that she created a name for herself, a brand. She used the circumstances around her to create a solution to other people. And then number two, her name will never be forgotten, because today we're talking about Happy Teacher Philosophy. We're mentioning her name. Anyway, having said that, please, I'd like you to say a few things about this, because the story that we just read is the actual story of somebody. All right. So please, let's share a few things. What are your learnings from the story that we have read? Anybody, please.
Yeah, what I've learned here is that you as a teacher, you need to have the happiness in you, will I say. You need to have like the space. You need to create a fun to yourself. Let me use the word fun, which includes both people outside and people within you, which will allow you to be able to free up your mind, I think, and also will make you to be able to relate with the children. Just like here they said happiness was contagious. Like,
Mm,
when somebody sees you happy, the person close to you definitely will want to be part of that, your happiness. It's going to
amazing.
radiate all over you and even to your students and the rest. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Any other person? Any other person? What do you want to say about Mr. Mitokwe's story? Please, yeah.
Hello.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I think as a teacher, you give what you have. So if you don't create happiness, if you are not happy within, there's no way you can give out happiness to your student. And when you don't give out happiness, the learning environment will not be fun, and you will not enjoy the work, and the students you are teaching will not also learn in a happy environment. That's what I can take from that story.
Thank you. I mean, I think we can take one more person. One more person. Can we have one more person?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm Ruth. Ruth from Otta. So
All right.
look. Looking at the story, there's something I want to figure out. I believe that our ambassador, I believe she must have had one or two issues that will
Mm.
prompt her to be happy, but she chose to be happy, and she chose to allow her. She chose not to allow whatever must have been wrong around her physically to affect her intention, to affect her person. She was focused. She was intentional about bringing happiness to the class and impacting the kids. So that's one of my take home from the story. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that last point. All right. That's what I was going to talk about is the fact that, see, she was ill and we didn't know about it. Right? She was ill. I mean, we got to know that she was ill until maybe after her death. Right? Of course, as being somebody who was close to her, I knew that she was in and out of the hospital. Sometimes I call her, she will tell me that she was in the hospital, she was in the hospital, but she did not allow her condition to affect the way to affect her life. All right. So the truth is, challenges are part of humanity. We probably can't take that away. But being happy is a choice. All right. We must choose, and that's the concept of that. That's why resilience comes into play. All right. Making a decision to stay happy. And one of the things I will talk about, all right, maybe I'm trying not to jump the gun because in being happy, you need to ensure that. Okay, let me hold on that. I'll probably just round up with that. All right, so from the Temitope's story, all right, these are some of the things that we just want to take away from just from there are some of the things that you already talked about. Positive classroom atmosphere. Number one, being happy helps you to create a positive classroom atmosphere. Number two, it helps you to engage your students. It helps you to motivate them. Right. Number three, right, it enhances student learning. Please, I'm sorry. Who are those at the back? Can you leave that place? Now, you being a happy. I'm sorry about that. So being a happy teacher enhances student learning because just like you just mentioned, right? When you come into the classroom, when you're not happy, your students can tell. People around you can tell. When you come to school with that solo phase, without the people can tell. And whether you like it or not, it will affect the way they receive you. All right. Now, one critical thing I want to I like to point out this evening is that making a choice to be happy is not the same as pretense for happiness. I don't know if I should say that again. Making a decision to be happy, a choice to be happy, is not the same as pretending to be happy. All right. So we're not saying be pretending. We're not saying put up a face, but we're saying that intentionally not allowing the things that you're going through to bother you. All right. Because whether you like it or not, it will be solved. All right. Rather than, they say problems don't get solved by worry. All right. Problems get solved by intentionally thinking of how to solve it. All right. Worry and depression are not the same as critical thinking. Right. So you have a problem, and we must think of what can I do to get out of this problem. All right. It is not the same as what is wrong with me? Why is this happening to me? Then there are two different mindsets. And so we have to create that mindset in our mind to ensure that we're not pulled down by the things that are happening to us, but we're intentionally making steps to correct those things. All right. So it helps you to it helps the emotional well-being of your students, and then of course it creates positive school culture, and then teacher retention and job satisfaction. I normally say this, and I think I've heard a number of people talk about it. When you're working, I'm talking to you as a teacher. I'm talking to you as a brother. Or see, where you're working, there are two things you will get two things or one of the two. You earn or you learn. It is either so. So some of us, where we are working, we are earning and we are learning at the same time. You know, your pay is interesting. You know, some of you, I don't know, I don't know how many thousands or millions that you are collecting every month. You know, but please just I can share my account number at the end of this session. All right. Some of us or some of you are earning very well where you're working, and then you are learning at the same time. But for some of us, it has to be one. It's one of it. If you are not earning, you must be learning. You must learn something that will help you to move, that will help you to earn something bigger. All right. So whether where you're working now, maybe the pay is not good enough. The reason you should be in that school is that you are taking something away from there. If you are not learning anything and you are not earning, then what are you doing there? What are you doing there? All right. So there must be job satisfaction. You can't be working in a place and then you're not happy. I mean, there are places that you can work that will make you happy. All right. There are places that you can work that will make you happy. So when you are working, if you are a teacher and you feel unappreciated, please plan. All right, I can't tell you to resign, but plan your resignation and leave that place and go to where you are valued. You cannot thrive in any place if you are not valued. You can't thrive. It will not work. You can't thrive in a place where they constantly speak down on you. They constantly tell you are not doing anything. They constantly tell you are wasting your time. It won't work. In fact, your creativity will go down. Right? Where I'm not talking about you not doing your job. I'm saying you are giving your all, you are giving your best. You go early to the office, you get to the office, you teach your students, you prepare your lesson notes, you do everything, you leave, you go to school on Saturday to prepare your class. I mean, you're doing everything that you can. And then what you're getting is a talk down. I mean, please pack your bags and go to somewhere you're valued, because there is always a place for you to be valued. I don't want to talk about the fact that this popular cliche that a bottle of water, you buy it if you go to if you are in traffic, you buy it. It is now 300 naira. Unfortunately, anyway, you buy the bottle of water in traffic 300 naira. You go to a restaurant, you buy it at 1,000. You go to another place, you buy it at 2,000 naira. I mean, environment creates value. All right. So if you are not happy where you are, all right, and you can tie that unhappiness to the fact that you are doing your best and you are not being appreciated. Plan to leave and go to a place. One of the challenges I have with teachers is the fact that they think that the employer is doing them a favor. No, it is we are in a contract. All right, I am giving my time, I'm giving my mind, I'm giving my experience, I'm giving my knowledge, I'm giving my commitment, my effort, I'm spending everything, I'm coming to work. You don't give me a favor. One of the things, when I was still in the classroom, one of the things I used to fight my employers about is the fact that don't tell me you are borrowing money to pay my salary. It's still my business. How did you know? How did you know? Don't you think that I also borrowed money to transport myself to the office? So why are you telling me that you borrowed money to pay my salary? Don't tell me how you got my salary. It is not my business. As far as I am doing my job, pay me. It's a contract. So it is, no employer is doing it. As a matter of fact, the only obligation of your employer to you is payment of your salary. It's an obligation. It is not. I mean, I feel terrible when you receive your salary and you are telling your employer, "Thank you." Why? Thank you for what? I mean, I'm not saying you should not be appreciative. No, please don't get me wrong. But that every month, I mean, some school owners, if you don't tell them thank you, it means that you are not grateful. No, it's a contract. All right. So when you go for interviews, all right, teachers find it difficult to negotiate salaries because they think one of the things I made clear when I was In fact, when I get to the school, I tell my students, I said, guys, I am not one of those teachers that are hopeless. I am here because I want to be here. If you misbehave, I'll deal with you, right? So you're not a hopeless teacher. You're not. If they don't need you, go to where you are needed. Go to where your service is needed. You see, do things that would, that would make you happy. Everywhere I have taught, I enjoy teaching. And when I feel that they don't need me here, I go to where I'm needed. I'm not saying you should start changing jobs, all right? Because I know that teacher attrition is on the high, all right? So I'm not, some teachers will even go from one place, from here they are paying you 60,000, you go to another place, they are paying you 65,000 there. It doesn't make any difference. But as long as you will be happy on the job, please go. All right, your job satisfaction is important because it ties to your happiness. All right, okay, so factors affecting teacher happiness. I think I've talked about the support and recognition where you're not supported. The workload and job demand is too much. There are no professional development opportunities, and then autonomy and decision-making authority. I've worked in a place where you cannot make a decision. I mean, these are major problems. If these are some of the things that you face at work, I mean, and you're giving your best and you're not happy about it, please move. It is not, in fact, I know of an organization. If you are a manager, for instance, and you want to apply for a director in that organization, they would only increase your salary by a certain percentage. If you are moving from one role to a higher role, they will increase your salary only by a percentage. But if somebody else from outside applies for the same role, they are likely going to pay that person double of that threshold. And what happens to the workers in that organization? They leave. Because how can you, for instance, maybe the salary for that role is 5 million naira, for instance, 5 million naira, and your salary at the time is 1 million naira. If you're applying for the role when they're supposed to pay you 5 million naira, they won't pay you. They will pay you a percentage. They will increase your current salary by a certain percentage, which can never measure up to that, to the amount of that role. What happens? People leave in that organization. They leave because how can I be earning this and you only increase my salary by 33%? It's not possible. I'd rather go leave that place and come back to reapply. All right. But ultimately, right, I don't want to make this about money, but money is key when it comes to happiness. Things are very serious at this time. So you have a responsibility to create a positive and engaging learning environment, build relationship with your students, be enthusiastic and passionate in teaching practices, and optimize student learning outcomes. All right, what teachers need to stay happy? One key thing teachers need to do to stay happy is to be emotionally resilient and prioritize self-care. I'm not going to stay too much on this. I think I already mentioned that this involves taking steps to maintain their physical, mental, emotional well-being. Teachers need to ensure that they get adequate sleep, eat nutritious food, engage in regular physical activity. They also need to practice mindfulness techniques such as meditation and yoga, right? Reduce stress and anxiety. Spend time with loved ones. See, one of the things that I love to do when I'm under stress is watch movies. All right? I just shut down my laptop. I just go to Netflix and watch an interesting movie, right? I mean, I'm a movie lover very well. I will just log out and just watch movies, right? The job will, they say this a problem, they finish. Problem does not finish. The work will never finish. I'm not asking you, teachers, I'm not asking you not to meet your KPIs or your timelines. That's not what I'm saying. But when you get overwhelmed, just take out time to relax, right? If you at some point, for some so at some point, I used to be, I wanted to say I used to be lean, slim. and I'm looking at myself that have I increased in any way? But I decided to go to the gym. And then I realized that going to the gym, I had more flesh. And it gave me some sort of self-awareness and self-pride. Just do anything that would increase your mental morale, right? Anything that would change so that will help you raise your shoulders anywhere you are. All right. I just figured out that when you wear shirt, the shirt will be dropping like this. I said, okay, let me do something that when I wear shirt, my wife is looking at me. So that the shirt will stay. I mean, just do anything that makes you happy. That's the essence of this conversation this evening. All right. Do whatever you do, make it a priority for self-care. All right. Reduce burnout, increase job satisfaction. If your present job is not doing what you want, okay, find another job. All right. And you can get it. All right. And that's why I talked about learning and earning. All right. Learn on the job. Get whatever you can get. Don't rush out. I've rushed out in some job that I've regretted. All right. So don't rush out to leave that job. But most importantly, learn on the job. All right. In conclusion, the importance of teacher happiness in creating a positive learning environment is undeniable. As it was mentioned earlier, you play a pivotal role in shaping the academic experience of students, and their well-being directly influences the quality of education you provide. Prioritizing your happiness is not only a moral imperative, but also a strategic investment in the overall success and effectiveness of the education system. So you have a priority for your life, for your family, for your health, for the people around you. All right. So thank you. Please, being a happy teacher requires that you empower yourself to get more money. All right. All right. So please go to the website. Take this course. All right. What I've just done is to do an overview. I've just done an overview. All right, go to 1billionteachers.com. Take this course. I just did an overview of the course, and then you can get more. Thank you very much. And with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Oluwaseyi Anifowose. Is there any or about living a healthy life as a teacher? Can you please raise your hands if you have questions? Anyone with questions? Anyone with questions? All right. So if there are no questions, we want to really appreciate you, Mr. Oluwaseyi Anifowose. Thank you so much for that awesome session. I think if not for my network, I would have wanted us to start by laughing, having a very hearty laugh. So we can go ahead now and just wherever. All right. So thank you for this week's Black Belt session. Till we see you again next week. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.